This is No BSCS. This is the second video on this channel where we teach you how to become a software engineer without a degree in computer science, hence no bachelor's of science in computer science. I myself am a college dropout that landed a six-figure software engineering job 1 year and 1 day after leaving school. So in today's video, we're going to go into a few more HTML tags. The first HTML tag we're going to explore is the emphasis tag, and then we're going to explore the bold tag. This will be continuing on our last video where we actually showed our first text, or created our first web page with some span and paragraph tags. So we're going to make some of this text bolder. Then we're going to italicize it, and then we're going to get into the header tags as well as the image tag. The image tag will allow us to render images, so we're going to have our first web page with images. So very exciting. So we're actually going to start a new HTML document. So we're just going to go into Atom. If you don't have Atom open yet, or you didn't catch the first video and download it, just go to atom.io and download it. And if you do have it downloaded, I'll pause. And if you do have it downloaded, just go command space atom and open it. Or alternatively, right click. You can do that on a Mac by doing control click and just open up Atom. And I think you can do new file or a new window. Yeah. So you can double click it, right click it, doesn't matter. But anyway, we want to open up a new file by going into File, New File. And now we're going to want to create another HTML document. Again, every HTML document begins with this angle bracket, exclamation point, doc type, and then HTML. And then we'll save it right now so we get some nice syntax highlighting. We'll call this my second web page .html, and we'll save it. I think eventually I'll put these up on GitHub, but for now they're not. GitHub is just a resource where pretty popular resource. It's now owned by Microsoft, where software engineers, corporations place their code into what are known as repositories. Don't worry about it for now. We'll definitely have a video on Git and GitHub later. But for now, put this at the top of your HTML document because you got to, and make sure to save whatever you called this second web page with a .html extension, not .html.txt, not .html.docx, just .html. Once that's done, do an HTML opening tag, and then an HTML closing tag. Then this will contain both our head and our body. And again, if you don't have a head and body, please send me some images. And again, the head is where we put any information pertaining to the document itself, not information we want to render on the screen. So this will be where we put our title of our web page. And what we're going to call this web page is my second web page. Sounds like a great title. I really like how we came up with that so quickly. The other thing we're going to need, like your head, you need a body. Like your head has a body, you need a body. I kind of butchered that, but it doesn't matter. But once we have that, we go. And again, anything that shows up in the head does not actually appear on the web page aside from the title that appears in this tab. And what we put in the body actually shows up on the content of this web page. So, like I said, we're going to first do some, I don't know what I said we would do first, but we'll start with bold text because it's simple. We'll just go B, and then close B. Again, we close our tags. Our closing tags all start with this slash right here. And then whatever text we put here will be bold, like my personality. So now we save this, and what we expect to see is in the tab, my second web page, and then some bold text right here. So now we found my second web page. We go, and wow, it says my second web page up here, and whatever text we put here will be bold. Stunning work. So now, to clarify some things, we can pretty much wrap any HTML text tag with a bold tag. So if we put P in here, and then we put P in here, again, this is the paragraph tag. Really, this will have no influence or impact on what we're about to see, but I hit Command S on the web page, so forgive me. Tried to save it. We see we get a little spacing at the top. It doesn't really matter. Again, all paragraphs that start with the paragraph closing tag or paragraph opening tag and close with the paragraph closing tag have their own line or section of the web page. So again, we could put a span in here, and we just have to replace this with the span. It's good practice to sort of couple your tags in that if we put a span here, we should put the span before we put the bold. Technically, this would not result in an error. It's just ugly and bad practice. Bad practice is a thing we try to avoid as software engineer. But in some ways it's subjective, but this really isn't. Put your span tag, keep your tags coupled. So span, again, we're not going to expect to see much changes. The line above it goes. But again, if you don't remember what the paragraph tag is, or you didn't watch the first video, paragraph has its own line. So this will have its own line. And if we just put this here, we'll see whatever, it has its own line, but it's not bold. But we can combine this with this should be a bold closing tag, and this will be a bold opening tag. And now this will have its own line is emboldened. Now similarly, if we wanted to achieve italic text, we could put what's known as the emphasis tag around some text. And this is something. And this will appear on its own line, not because of anything other than this paragraph tag by default makes any text that comes after it appear on its own line. Just the first set of text that comes after it. So like if we were to put a span here, this would be on the same line as this. It's just the immediate line that follows, or the immediate text that follows gets put on its own line. So we expect to see this emboldened, and then this italicized. I don't know why emphasis is the EM tag, but it is. So there we go. We see some italicized text. Interestingly, there's also an I tag. This works in some HTML and some doesn't. Just go with emphasis. It's more commonly used. This was the I tag, I believe, was new with HTML5. HTML5, pretty much, don't worry about the versions for the most part, but HTML5 added a bunch of random stuff that no one really uses, to be honest. But you should use it, but no one does. So we can combine these tags. We can go B, and then M, and then again B, and this will be an emboldened, emphasized, or italicized. This is something. So there we go. Now, I think we also said we would be doing images. Images are really simple. You just go image, and then you go source equals, and then let's go into Google Images. Let's say we just got to find a random image. We'll find my wife. So if we go in here, Kendall Jenner, and just copy the image address. Again, I right-click this by doing Control-click, copy image address, and then put this in double quotes, source equals double quotes, and then inside of those quotes we put the URL. And now, theoretically, we should see my wife. So now we've done images, we've done italicized text, we've done emboldened text. Trying to think if I promised you guys anything. Oh, I think I said header elements. So header elements are really simple. A header element they all start with H, but then you'll see in the suggestions we have 1 through 6. 1 is the largest. You'd probably use this for like the title of your web page. Let's call this Craigslist and Paul's wife, or let's call it my second web page, right? And then on the next line we'll write, perhaps in italics, we'll do H2 because we'll go with H3, it's smaller, and then H3 we'll say featuring no BSCS's wife, and that's pretty outstanding. And then because right now we'll see my second web page featuring no BSCS's wife. It's pretty cool, but it'd be cooler if it were in italics. And let's see what happens. There we go. And so we'll get rid of this, and we'll just put an H6. You'll note that all these header tags are by default, like bold, but it's cool we can still italicize them. This is sick. And look how small that is. Yeah, but Kendall's huge. But then also, to close this video, we will just show you some interesting things about span. So if we put a paragraph tag here and a closing paragraph tag here, we can then include a span tag inside of here, like this. Close the span tag and continue on, and we'll see this. That's pretty stellar. Note the reason I capitalize this, it should probably be like that. Now it's a little less noticeable, but what this allows us to do is we can embolden certain text like this. Again, trying to keep our tags coupled. And we could italicize this as well by going EM and then EM. And HTML really will not throw any errors, so you can play around with it, and worst case, just something's not going to appear the way you want it to. So like if I don't put this closing EM tag, chances are this is just going to all be italic. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but yeah, see, it's all just italic. Very cool. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about crashing the mainframe or your computer or the web page or anything with HTML. It's just not always going to, if you mess up, it's just not going to appear how you expect it to. But yeah, that concludes our second video. I hope you found this helpful. And please like, subscribe. I'm going to be doing new videos every day. I know I said that in one of my earlier videos, and I didn't keep up on that, but now I'm trying to make up for the fact. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and continue with me on your journey to landing a software engineering job. Thank you.